Video Game Dunkey. He's one of the most well-known and loved video game comedians and reviewers on the platform, with hundreds of hilarious, satirical and insightful videos. Through his iconic charisma, masterful editing, and irresistibly quotable dialogue, Dunkey's presence continues to be a cherished part of millions of his fans' lives. This video will be attempting to create a timeline of Dunkey's history so far, using what he has shown us through his online content, as well as what he has shared through his only handful of interviews. So, who is Dunkey?
Time to die, Reagan! I don't even have this game. Oh my god. It's really him. Ladies and gentlemen, Skyrim is here to save me. Oh my god. Thank you, Skyrim. I love you, man.
The man behind Dunkey is Jason Gastro, born and raised in Wisconsin, home of the Burgerito. Baby Dunk's first games were Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt for the NES, and it's likely he came across his other beloved games like Super Mario Bros. 2 shortly later. While we know little of his early life, he has shared a few details, such as his mother being a second grade teacher.
How about read a book instead of playing all these dumb video games? What do you mean no? Yeah, read a book.
Supposed to talk about the game.
It was Dunk's mom who bought the first computer he used. While some video games like Math Blaster he recalls helped him in school, Dunk quickly became addicted. With games like Counter-Strike, MechAssault and Return to Castle Wolfenstein, it's no surprise.
And I get in there on Xbox Live and I'm like, hey guys, let's go win the game, dude. And just a wave of angry dudes descend on me like, shut the fuck up, you little gay ass little fucking 6-year-old little bitch. Shut up, man. I'm just sitting there with a big ass smile on my face like, this is amazing.
In search of more games, when Dunk was around 12, he came across a website called Newgrounds. Here he found not only Flash games that you could play and design yourself, but simple animated movies that you could watch and direct yourself. These Flash movies awed Dunk to such a degree that he wished for nothing else when he grew up than to be an animator. On 8th of April 2003, in the middle of the golden era of Flash animation, Dunk created his Newgrounds account, Konnichiwa21, which he would later rename to Meatwad Sprite. Meatwad Sprite was named after a character called Meatwad from Adult Swim's Aqua Teen Hunger Force, a show he would continue to recommend to this day. The sprite part of his name was a well-known term in the Newgrounds community, which referred to old digital pixel art that could be reused for Flash animations. One of the pioneers of this animation method using sprites was Randy Solom, whose edgy animations on Newgrounds likely inspired Dunk to make his first surviving video on 1st of December 2003. Solom hosted animation contests on his own site called Video Game Director's Cuts, VGDC, and provided free sprites to anyone who wished to participate. Dunk's first surviving movie, called The Great Yoshi Migration, contained sprites from Solom's movie called Yoshi's Island 2. By the following month, in January 2004, Dunk would have 9 movies made and one submitted to a Video Game Director's Cuts animation contest. Baby Dunk's online content creation had begun.
What the fuck was that piece of shit?
Building a following, however, was not easy. Reviews and ratings for his movies were poor.
Fuck you, I'm a tail.
To improve, Dunk even spent weeks searching for voice actors on AOL Instant Messenger, and upon finding 3 in May 2004, received the lowest rated Flash of the Week and awarded the so-called Turd of the Week. Nevertheless, this only seemed to motivate Dunk, as his next video had 4 voice actors, took 3 weeks to create, and even managed to obtain art from one of his Newgrounds idols, Legendary Frog. Therefore, after only a year, Dunk went from making movies by simply reusing sprites, to compiling scripts, assembling a voice acting crew, sound effects, music, as well as drawing and animating his own characters. It was also a huge thanks to other members of the Newgrounds community who helped share their knowledge of Flash animation with Dunk, answering many of his burning questions. On June 18th, 2005, Dunk formed the Sprite Crew. This was a group of Flash animators that he had found through AOL Instant Messenger, email, or through Newgrounds forums. The Sprite Crew would submit their animations to Dunk, and he would make a compilation of them for his next movies. Sprite Crew Time Trial number 2, for instance, reminded me of his later animation videos, such as Best Pokemon.
How is your hippo feet? I don't think they serve hippo feet. Yes, we do. You do. No, I just want to be jokes. How about some rhino horns? We don't have rhino horns. Forget it. I mean, this is...
Dunk still continued making his solo projects though, even finishing the year off with his most ambitious work yet at the time, the finale to his Star Wars Aftermath series, where he found a total of 11 voice actors. Around this time, it was likely his first year of high school, where he recalled getting away with no homework as he would spend most of his school day unsupervised in front of a computer. Dunk really kicked into groove in 2006. Not only did he and his ever-changing sprite crew pump out 67 movies that year, almost 4 times more than in 2005, he started his longest series on the platform, starring himself as Akbar, as well as achieving the daily 4th highest rated Newgrounds movie, Donkey Kong 65, on October 9th. That film alone he says he worked on for a year on and off. But before we continue with Newgrounds, we must cover Dunk's discovery of YouTube.
You need a starter loan!
What's a starter loan?
Everybody knows what a starter loan is.
Well, I guess I know what one is then.
It's uncertain why Dunk created his first known YouTube account, called JMonkey21, on May 14th, 2006, but it was probably because everyone in school was talking about YouTube, given that at that time, around 60% of all videos online were being watched there. Nonetheless, it's clear he spent the summer experimenting with his editing. Instead of producing his usual animations, his first extant video was a satirical video game commercial, and he also made a short film in real life with some friends. While those did not prove receptive, his Silence of the Lambs alternate ending video racked up tens of thousands of views. Newgrounds, however, was still Dunk's main platform. In August, he and a friend he met on Xbox, Sage Josh, decided to brainstorm that Akbar series previously mentioned. It was going to be huge, 100 episodes long. Dunk then began writing the scripts and sent them to Sage, as well as another Xbox friend, Woa, to voice act. Apparently, plot ideas emerged from random Skype chats, and he drew inspiration from another Newground user called
Barbecue Beef Burger Man
and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. In his second Akbar film, he even managed to convince a Newground celebrity, One Chop, to voice act too. Akbar was somewhat spotlighted by the site, as featured content was alphabetical at that time, so Akbar often appeared at the top of the recommended. " 2007 was the year of the Akbar. With 4 seasons already completed, and one video even hitting the front page of Newgrounds, Dunk hosted an official Akbar blog on May 18th. While Dunk did not own the site, here's videos from Newgrounds were shared on yet another platform. Dunk had plans to create an Akbar universe page, with biographies of each character, summaries of all ongoing plots, and lists of used items and quotes, but it is unknown if this was completed. May was also the month in which Dunk uploaded his most viewed movie of that time, Akbar Halo 3 beta episode. The high view count may have been slightly helped by the fact that Sage and Woa spent 6 days replaying the video 75,000 times, and somehow found a surprisingly large Spanish audience after it was uploaded onto YouTube. Dunk also began publishing his Akbar series onto his JMonkey21 YouTube account. He still continued sending out other content on his platforms, with notable examples being an 11-minute flash animation on Newgrounds and a World of Warcraft video hit on JMonkey21. His love of writing reviews may have begun around this time, as after making an account on a movie forum site, he wrote 54 film reviews in just 2 months.
Today, I'm going to show you how to pour a glass of soda.
In 2008, Dunk had found he was finding editing and writing more enjoyable than animating. In the first half of the year, he chose to only work on 5 Flash movies, but 6 YouTube videos. School was likely in the way, but so was his enthusiasm for watching films. Moreover, 4 of those 6 YouTube videos were uploaded all on one day onto a new channel called MeatWhatSprite. Here he was simply messing around playing word games with a friend. 4 days later, however, on May 31st on Newgrounds, Dunk found an opportunity to join someone else's sprite crew. User The Emo Killer decided to challenge himself and a potential crew to create a random flash animation every day using sprites. Dunk joined and uploaded 30 collaborative movies in 30 days, and boy were they well received. 11 of them reached the top 5 highest rated of the day, making that June Dunk's most successful month on Newgrounds. It was on Sparta Day 4 that Dunk met Dion, aka Paperbat. Paperbat was another dedicated Flash animator who'd only joined Newgrounds the previous summer, but proved critical to Dunk's transition to YouTube much later. As a few hundred fans were now pouring in from the Sparta Day series, Dunk ended his Akbar content on the blog he was sharing and moved everything over to his own personal site, meetwhatsprite.com, on July 17th. Dunk and Paperbat evidently kept in close contact after the Sparta Day series, even collaborating on a game in November that reached the Newgrounds front page. Once again, Dunk closed the year with a bang and uploaded his highest rated video of the day on Newgrounds, A Very PS3 Christmas on December 13th. "2009 was such a quiet year that there's a small chance that here was when Dunk started his computer electronics studies at university, and may have been when he worked as a care worker in a nursing home for a year. While he was still posting online, he uploaded half as much as the previous year on Newgrounds, and only 9 videos on YouTube. His highlights included bringing back Sprite a Day for 4 movies in June, and still continuing on with his Akbar series. On JMonkey21, he was still experimenting with his editing, with most of his content satiring classic films or rearranging their scenes so that they played out differently. It's likely Dunk was developing his editing by trying to imitate the content he enjoyed on YouTube, for instance doing similar edit techniques to those of so-called YouTube poops. Essentially, YouTube poops were heavily edited mashups, often using footage from children's television shows or video games. But in 2010, Dunk gradually started leaving that all behind and created a new channel called Video Game Donkey.
Still in the first life here, guys. And, this game is, it's glitching on me. That was a glitch.
2010 began as another quiet year, probably busy with life, but in hindsight doing things he would later post on his main channel. He started doing prank calls on Newgrounds, here with friends including Paperbat, wrote his first surviving detailed video game reviews on forums, and foreshadowed a classic Donkey meme through his love of Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job.
This is Jack Nicholson, spaghetti with meatballs.
But October was the monumental month. Concluding his 8 seasons of Akbar on October 18th, 3 days later he created Video Game Donkey on YouTube, introducing himself as a donkey. He later recalled the name came from a moment when he was playing Left 4 Dead with Paperbat. Trapping Paperbat in one of the beginning stages, the only way Dunk said he would let him go was if Paperbat said,
Go Magic Dunk.
Dunk likely moved from Newgrounds to YouTube, so he could no longer be limited to only uploading Flash movie files. YouTube was the platform which allowed him to try video game commentaries himself, as he could see his friends Paperbat and Tony Pizza Guy doing, but also to have something to potentially live on. It was possible to make money from video game commentary since 2009, but it was only beginning to be realised in 2010, when people were learning of a multi-million company called Machinima that was paying gaming creators. This was a time when video game YouTubers had to rely on Machinima, as YouTube's own sponsorships did not include them, choosing only the most successful, aka non-gamer creators. Paperbat had joined YouTube a year before Dunk, and 2 months before Dunk joined had achieved a much sought after Machinima sponsorship. Dunk's first video on Video Game Donkey was a comedic video game commentary of Battletoads, called Battletoads One Life Speedrun. By the end of the year, he uploaded another 25 videos on his new channel, including commentaries of more old NES games and others, such as Fallout New Vegas, Black Ops, Minecraft, but most significantly, League of Legends.
Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Oh! Woo!
League of Legends was and is a massive multiplayer battle arena game, and Dunk's passionate commentaries over the game were his biggest hits. There was still a lot of variety on the Video Game Donkey channel in 2011 though, with League only taking up 30% of his content that year. There were commentaries on trending games.
Alongside, I will do my Jack Nicholson impression. Hey, it's me, Jack Nicholson, spaghetti and meatballs.
Like a fucking $5 footlong motherfucker that can get at the corner store. Fuck out of here.
Man, you look like a $10 dick long.
There were Let's Play series, film satires as on JMonkey21. As Dunk had not shown his face on the channel for almost a year, many people assumed he was black based solely on his voice. In July, Dunk even began uploading his favourite Akbar Newground movies to build up his following, and also made his first viral video, the supposed The Dark Knight Rises official teaser trailer, which gathered well over 600,000 views. Dunk had published 59 videos from the beginning of the year until the end of July, each averaging a few thousand views, but despite this, he was only able to garner about 800 subscribers. Dunk was probably still content though, as in the summer of autumn he found a girlfriend online through Skype. She did initially explain that she was cheating on her current boyfriend, but she soon left the other guy and Dunk deeply fell for her. He was also able to commission one of his Newgrounds senseis, Chris O'Neill, to design his iconic thumbnail that still remains. But then, the channel changed dramatically on August 5th, when Dunk was able to play some games on the channel of Paperbat. Paperbat had now soared to being in the top 500 most subscribed channels in the world, with 194,000 subscribers. For context, PewDiePie had only 20,000. Now, Paperbat fans adored Dunk's appearances and flocked to his channel. Dunk went to 3,700 subs 3 days later on August 7th, the month he first said,
Not even close, baby.
to 15,000 subs on August 29th, to 30,000 subs by mid-September.
So, Tone, where are we going?
Alright, let's go to
We're going Ocean, right?
the city.
Yeah,
No!
Ocean.
No,
Ocean, right?
no.
Ocean?
His rise in persistent uploads would get the attention of even Machinima, and he finally started making a living partnering with their network affiliate program on November 17th. Machinima was the most respected and largest sponsor of gamers. If you were to look at the most subscribed YouTube channels at that moment, including sub-channels, Machinima had the second most subscriptions on the platform. "2012 started as another good year, with the YouTube algorithm now recommending videos with the highest retention rate, rather than videos with the highest views. Dunk's videos were gaining even more traction. Furthermore, it is argued here that it is not entirely true to claim Dunk's channel was built on League videos. Rather, Dunk's channel was built on comedic video game commentaries and spoofs, with League having been his most popular initial series. His League videos certainly received more views on average, but the total number of views he received on his League videos and the total number of views he received on his non-League videos were actually very similar. League was still only 35% of his content in 2012, and he would never upload League videos more frequently than his non-League content.
Oh, he's Zoltan. Let's get him. Get him. What? Oh, God. You set me up. You set me up.
That year, he also started his Best Game of the Year series.
It's Call of Duty knockoff. Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Super Sega Genesis for your butt.
A wholesome fan created a Facebook page dedicated to him in January. In March, his imaginary sound effects editor temporarily overdosed on cocaine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Bonds.
And he hit the 100,000 subscriber milestone in early April. Meanwhile, Dunk was saving enough money to travel to the opposite side of America to finally meet his girl, the angel face in Texas that he had met on Skype. As he'd been hanging out with her every day online, he left to finally meet her in person in May. He recalled,
When I got there, I ended up just talking to her for like a couple minutes. It was obvious she didn't want anything to do with me, so I was stuck down there for a couple days. I was playing Tetris. Couldn't even play League down there. I was playing Tetris on shitty hotel internet. And that's pretty much how all the girls I talked to on the computer turn out, total assholes. And I had a pretty dramatic realization after that, your friends online, they're just people you hang out with out of convenience. They're not really, it's hard to gauge if they're your real friends.
That summer, Machinima drastically reduced his revenue to a mere 50 cents per 1,000 views. It took Machinima months to realise they were losing thousands of dollars with Dunk, because they were paying him based on his total video views, rather than half of the video's views which were actually making them money. Therefore, Dunk had to pay heavily for their mistake, and could not leave them as they had him in a 2-year contract.
Wait a minute. Red, he's got M. He takes all the guy's money.
In August, Dunk still believed he could manage to afford to move out from his home, and obtained a lease for an apartment in Texas. That same month, YouTube then of course reappeared and announced they were going to pay him 40% less than they used to for no apparent reason. Desperate, he was now spending every hour of his day to pump out enough content to meet the rent costs. His health deteriorated further as he was primarily eating pizzas and tacos and dealing with loneliness.
I did a lot of work on my YouTube videos, but it's really hard to live by yourself like I do. It's just really mundane and depressing. And it was a bad investment on top of that.
Seen in this light, Dunk's personal record that year of 157 uploads and flying to 300,000 subscribers in December were achieved in quite pitiful circumstances behind the scenes.
Oh shit.
Although still stressing out to continue uploading back-to-back videos, the quality of Dunk's videos in 2013 were not waning. His livestream on his newly made Twitch channel were receiving tens of thousands of views. On 29th of March, Dunk overtook his friend Paperbat in subscribers.
I'm a millionaire fucking ass! I'm gonna sell a million! I'm a millionaire! I'm a fucking millionaire! I'm a fucking genius! I'm a fucking millionaire!
And in the summer, Dunk could rightly claim the undisputed title of being the most recognised League of Legends player in the world.
Is this Pizza Hut?
Yes, it is.
More like pizza butt.
In June, Dunk posted the most life-altering video of his life, which I'll come back to in a moment, but he was also finally able to unpartner with Machinima. Excitedly, he had found a YouTube network that was even offering to pay the remaining couple of months of his expensive lease. It was called The Game Station, and immediately upon signing, The Game Station took an even bigger cut of his earnings than Machinima. But the offer of helping with his lease was still in the air. The Game Station was renamed to Polaris in mid-July, and in August, Polaris offered him a deal from Microsoft to make 4 videos in exchange for 2 months of rent. The first video was to promote Microsoft's Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
So I emailed them. I said, okay, I'll do it. What are the guidelines? And they respond, oh, just do whatever you want. So I make this. Oh no. These people must have beat this whole boring ass game. And within 2 hours, Microsoft takes down the video, they cancel the deal with me, and they don't even pay me for that first video.
Still stuck in his Polaris contract and indulging in junk food for comfort, Dunk finished his lease but had to move back in with his mom to save up again. Further, YouTube was failing to notify subscribers, and Nintendo was taking money from YouTubers posting Nintendo content. Dunk also had a habit of reading every comment on his videos, so when his fame grew, so did the trolls crawl out from their caves.
I also, would like to request that you guys stop making mean comments at me, because if I read a single comment like this one, let me pull it up here. Donkey, you fat fag, you fucking suck on pee. No, I don't suck on pee. And I read these and I get real, emotional. I break down, I start crying. So if you guys could just stop posting all the mean comments so that I don't kill myself, that'd be appreciated.
Things weren't all bad though. He had made that seemingly ordinary video in June of him walking around a local museum with horror music in the background. He just happened to walk by an igloo in the video. It's not like the love of his life would recognise the igloo because she lived nearby and try her luck in adding him on Skype, right?
Hi, baby!
Dunk met Leah shortly after the museum video, and they quickly bonded over their enthusiasm for video games. He must have noticed how she cared deeply about him and how she was a source for his joy.
I'm just saying, if I was the Muffin Man, I'd be working overtime, you know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying? I'm saying, pretty much if, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much if I was the salami man, at the store, sold out. I'd be sold out, you know what I'm saying?
In early 2014, they began dating, and Dunk visited her in Paris when she was on a college exchange. He also started eating healthy again and signed up for a gym. January was the month Knack appeared.
Cuts to a cutscene just so he can jump off that ledge right there. Truly a next-gen experience.
And the No guy.
Oh my fucking god. How does he keep finding me? How does he keep finding me?
I will always be here, motherfucker. Do it now. Like going. No, motherfucker. I have my die move. You can't even get me.
Got him. Well, it's a good thing I brought my kill move then.
Dunk released his rap album in May, reached 1 million subscribers in June, and finally could leave his Polaris contract to join a network called Cursed Inc. that he said treated him fairly. It should be mentioned that what's ingenious about Dunk's comedic reviews of video games is how they often hold subtle messages. By making fun of an unoriginal game that's biggest selling point is the graphics, or cash-grabbing games that recycle the same game every year, I believe Dunk aimed, as he always has, to lift the standard of the video game industry through his weapon of satire.
I'm a black guy, my name is Call of Duty.
His jabs at reviewers similarly show his desire to lift the standard of the video game review industry by calling out lazy writing.
They say, oh man, yeah, that game makes you feel like Batman.
Well, 2015 began extraordinarily, first by beating his friend Sky in Smash Brothers.
Oh, big boys!
His Skyrim video reached #1 on the front page of Reddit and became his most viewed video on the channel. It was the first time Dunk and Leah went to a convention and received fan mail.
You guys see that? He put a little post-it note in the envelope. I bet you thought this was fan mail. Not even close, baby. I love you, Dunk.
But it was also the year Dunk saw the greatest shift in his content creation. On 20th September, he quit uploading League commentaries for good.
I'm done making League of Legends videos.
Now, while League videos were never in the majority on his channel, he was still the largest League creator on the platform, with apparently even Riot, the developers of the game, sometimes quoting him for fun in the office. His announcement to quit also meant he was no longer going to listen to the demands of a sizable chunk of his fanbase, which made it incredibly risky. Just take his friend Paperbat's channel for example. Paperbat had largely fostered a loyal audience through his Let's Plays, especially of Minecraft, but getting bored of that type of content himself, and all respect to him wishing to follow his true passions, just by turning towards his love of streaming and music, it seriously damaged his YouTube channel. So why did Dunk take such a radical risk too? In short, he simply could not tolerate League's developers' attitude to their game and to him anymore. He explained how in one game he had been so close to reaching the top 2% rank category, only to be let down by backstabbing teammates, that in his rage he spewed some intentionally hurtful comments towards one of the teammates. When he got suspended as a result, Dunk was furious, not only because he was banned for 14 days, but because the teammate who was intentionally helping the opposing team was not. For Dunk, the suspension meant that Riot cared more about banning trash talkers than the players ruining the game by helping the opposing team, being idle or botting. Dunk said he had then emailed Riot if he could be unbanned to simply finish a League video he was working on.
Now keep in mind, during my whole career of being the top guy promoting their game for 4 years, Riot has done almost nothing to help me out or promote me, and I emailed them for this first and only favor, and they respond to me, "Nope, you're toxic." And this is when I realized that this company doesn't appreciate me at all.
The game's over-reliance on hyper-competitivity also made it no longer fun for him to play it with friends. Reflecting later on the event, he also described the quitting as a spontaneous and rash decision, that he had still enjoyed playing the game at that time. His announcement, however, seriously shook the League community. They were torn between relating with Dunk's sentiments on League and supporting his choice to leave, to those who felt Dunk was being arrogant or toxic and should have accepted what had happened. Regardless, Dunk held firm in his decision and his fanbase anxiously awaited the start of the new era.
It's a truck! Quick, jump in front of it!
It didn't work. His plan doesn't work. Man, who ordered the 100 big bosses?
They did not need to wait for long.
Hands down, my favorite feature is the voice chat.
Yo, somebody fucking help me.
I'll help your mother have another baby.
What the fuck?
It was in March 2016 that another classic Dunk meme was born, but it arose out of some particularly heated YouTuber drama. The drama was between two massive creators at the time, Ethan from H2H3 and Leafy, who were both known for their comedic commentary type videos on cringy content, although with very different styles. H3 and Leafy had supported each other in the past, but had fallen out rather abruptly. Ethan had uploaded a video in which he condemned Leafy's recent style of content, describing it as having been clickbaity, cancerous and bullying, because he said Leafy was picking on videos made by kids, and most recently picking on someone on the autistic spectrum called Tommy. Leafy's video about Tommy had led to a fraction but noticeable amount of Leafy's fanbase harassing Tommy, and after H3 publicly criticised Leafy, a fraction but noticeable amount of H3's fanbase harassed Leafy. Leafy did end up apologising to Tommy after being called out, and he defended himself by saying he had not known of Tommy's condition and had simply found the video on the Reddit subforum r/cringe. The drama heightened when Leafy lashed back at Ethan, accusing him of being a two-faced hypocrite, showing an instance in which Ethan picked on a kid in the past, as well as venting his sense of betrayal from Ethan, who had been a source of encouragement to him before. Dunk was good friends with Ethan at the time, and decided to make a parody of the whole needlessly aggressive drama, but also poked fun at Leafy. Dunk pretended to stir drama with JonTron, who had a reputation for wholesome content and was probably the least likely YouTuber to have an exposed video.
And last week he leaves this comment and my heart just sank into my stomach. He wrote, "Fuck you, Dunky. I do not watch your videos because you are black." Now, I always knew it was a racial thing between me and him. But look at this comment he made a year ago on my Dracula video. "Hey Dunk, I've seen all your videos. Each one of them is amazing in their own way. You're an inspiration, and I love you, man." Well, which one is it, Jam John? Because if you had really seen all my videos, then you would have realized during my 500k subs face reveal that I am actually of Puerto Rican descent. Ooh.
By then, the controversy was already dying down, and finished as quickly as it started. On a different topic, on April 4th, Dunk and Leah started selling merch, with Leah making everything herself in the basement of their house. A few weeks later, Dunk completed his Dark Souls 3 video.
Try range battle. Of course. Try the range battle. Oh my god, no. I'm sorry, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't my idea. I'm playing with the USB steering wheel. It's not my fault. Is he chasing me? I don't think he's chasing. I just need to find a bonfire. Are you fucking kidding me? Thank you, Dark Souls.
Also, I had to include this one.
This is Heather speaking.
Skyrim Remastered? Come on, Nintendo. What do you think you're pulling here?
Donkey, what are you doing calling here?
Oh, shit.
2017 was when the Dunk word became public and when the first Game Critics video was made.
I see a lot of reviews where the language doesn't really align with the final verdict.
The new Super Mario Bros. Series has often felt like a watered-down, more casual attempt. It's just a shame it doesn't push the system's visual or audio capabilities. Bit of a disappointment. Numbing, generic, bubbly music playing with friends is still a bit of a chaotic mess. By the time Mario U really starts to do interesting things, it's over.
Damn, he fucking hates this shit. What the fuck?
It has a little something for everyone.
In August, Sega actually clipped a few seconds of his Best of 2016 video and added it as an Easter egg in Sonic Mania, although it was later mysteriously removed.
I didn't even know there's that many goddamn colors in fucking rainbow.
No, but so like they just put it in without your consent? What the fuck?
It was also the first time Dunk made a serious movie film review, and allowed a proper interview about his life and channel both in October. In the interview he shared, among other things, his video making processes, at least at that moment in time. He revealed that some of his videos had scripts, some did not. For his compilation style videos, he said he always had a screen recorder called Fraps recording when he played, and would hit a button to notify his future self what to keep in the edit on Adobe Premiere. He used to often scrap or postpone content because he was unhappy with how they turned out, and Dunk even admitted to binge playing trending games when they were released to get a video about them made as quickly as possible, even planning holidays around release dates so they did not conflict. He recorded videos alone in his office to have full concentration, and sometimes spent hours in games just to get a couple seconds of content. He also answered why he hadn't uploaded much film reviews, explaining how movie review channels often face strict, unpredictable copyright scrutiny, and therefore were too risky. It was additionally disclosed that Dunk and Leah got engaged.
Want to tell him how you proposed?
We were at the post office.
Where all good romances began.
Yeah, I had to ship some packages.
Yep. And I said, go in the glove box.
Mm-hmm. He waited
The
in the
ring was
car
in the glove box.
while I went in. And I came back out to the car, yep. And he just said, look in the glove box. And I was like, why? What do you need from the glove box?
I love you, dude.
Yep.
You're cut
That
from
was
the
it.
same cloth.
In 2018, Dunk supported the greatest roast of E3 in history,
If E3 is so great, why isn't there an E4 yet?
and made a video, which probably took him forever, in which he explained the entire lore to the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Ingeniously, he made the video sound like a typical sarcastic video of his, but was actually incredibly close to being fully accurate, despite being absolutely absurd.
In order to become young again, Xehanort takes over this guy's body but fails but becomes young anyway.
Most of all, however, 2018 was the year of Bookworm Adventures Deluxe. For 18 months, starting in January 2017, user Beefstew had posted on every single Dunk video, asking him to play the virtually defunct puzzle word game called Bookworm Adventures Deluxe. The game had long since stopped being manufactured and had been removed from Steam since mid-2016. Beefstew said he started commenting after Dunk asked his fans on Twitter what game to play that year, and was filled with determination to convince Dunk to play Bookworm after he received 100 likes supporting his game suggestion. Some others appeared to join Beefstew's efforts, including friends on Discord, until Dunk himself noticed and tweeted about it. The following month, Dunk briefly teased the game again in a video about Nintendo Labo.
And what is this?
Getting Dunk to buy a physical copy of such a niche game was already impressive. Nevertheless, 2 months later, Beefstew and his friends' consistent efforts paid off.
Welcome to Bookworm Adventures.
Well, Beefstew, I'm finally doing it.
In 2019, the Dunk Tank second channel was created, where Leah, Dunk, Woa and Sean started a short podcast series discussing heavily political subjects such as Will Smith and Reggie. There's also so many classic memes hatched that year, I gotta make a small compilation here.
Thank you for calling Barnes & Noble. This is Mary. How can I help you?
Hey, how do you get the big Yoshi?
Okay. Is it a stuffed animal or?
Yeah, I mean he's sitting there.
Okay.
In the modern age, however, we have evolved to a higher form of discussion. Now when gamers disagree with someone, they simply refer to the standard template of going, nope, you are nitpicking and biased. I win, bye-bye. Jakey, my boy, you forget that I hold the world record on the famous level Bowser's Big Bean Burrito.
But the real biggest moment was Leah and Dunk getting married in September.
Do you remember? September. Remember?
Oh my god, babe.
If you eat me, I'll beat you playing guitar. The dancing baby September. Remember? Yeah.
And in November, he played Death Stranding.
Now that we can finally get our hands on this innovation, we can answer the question that has perplexed us for so long. Just what is a Strand-type game? Well, it's a special type of game where everything about it is a complete piece of shit.
Woke up this morning, got some gabagoo. And then I woke up the next day and got some gabagoo.
The highlights of 2020 gotta be Gex.
Note to self, don't drink tap water at Jerry Garcia's.
I still don't get what that means.
That Spider-Man Miles Morales likely included a donkey reference.
Oh! Come on, you can't have a Spider-Man game without Big Wheel. They really nailed this part. But, no Bonesaw, no Big Wheel, I gotta give it a 0. Shit game.
How he posted clickbaity content for a week is his way of criticizing low-effort daily content on YouTube, and yet he still got videos trending. 2021 started with a kick in the gut from YouTube, announcing they were removing unlisted videos published before 2017, which sadly erased hundreds of Dunk's older videos from his channel. But in August, something incredible happened. In all probability, Kanye West, or a Kanye representative, watched a Donkey stream on Twitch and included one of Dunk's jokes in Kanye's album called Donda. You see, 19 days before the release of Donda, Dunk streamed a pretend leak of the album. Dunk played obscure songs over made-up Donda song titles and acted as if they're the real deal.
This is gonna change up the whole game.
But on track number 4, Dunk played a meme song called Globba Glob Glob. The theory goes that Kanye or a representative were concerned that a popular stream was claiming to leak the album, but then stayed for the content. Because when Donda was released, Kanye included Globba Glob Glob at the end of one of his tracks called Remote Control.
Splendid. Simply delicious. I am the glob glob gab gab, the swabble double wabble gabble blah blah blah.
Although the version of the meme song used in Donda was taken from a viral YouTuber's remix, it could very well have been the first search result Kanye found after being dunked. To bring this video to a conclusion, Dunk has evidently evolved immensely since his carefree beginnings, reliving his childhood games through flash animations on Newgrounds. With the announcement of Big Mode, Dunk and Leah's indie game publishing company in September 2022, there's clearly so much more left to look forward to. He's brought so much joy and laughter into this world, his content being so contagious and warm, we're genuinely blessed to have him.
It's not every day we get to talk with the benighted god of an entire platform like we do today.
Man, watching Donkey videos just reminds me how much I love games.
Right? Seems fine. But then 15 minutes before we started, I finally asked who we're gonna be playing with, only to find out that it's iDubbbz, Donkey, Leah, and RT Gabe. That's okay. That's okay, it's not like I've been quoting and laughing at this same video game dev tycoon video by Donkey from 2013 for the past 6 years.
I'm a millionaire! I'm a fucking more millionaire than I ever was before.
If you want to subscribe to some black creators, subscribe to Sive, Flight Reacts, and Video Game Donkey.
It's hard to believe how, if the Newgrounds community had not supported him, if he had not had Paperbat encourage him to embrace YouTube, and if Dunk's fanbase weren't so goddamn awesome, seriously, what would we do without the comment section? That the Dunkiverse may not have existed. So thank you, Dunk, for being you. Thank you from all of us.
Give me a higher love. Give me a higher love. Oh. Give me a higher love.